I'm a homeowner with a swim pool. You know, you feel me? Like, that's how I felt. Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Kayla. I'm just a girl in her 20s living her life and hoping that somehow in some way that this footage helps you. And in today's video we are going to be doing a house update because if you are new here, I am building my dream home at the ripe age of 24, which is such a blessing in of itself. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted to take you along to the latest as to what's happened because I am constructing this from the ground up and just all of the details. So let's go ahead and get into it. For a little backstory, I am building this home in Austin, Texas, and I currently live in California. I've been living in the Bay Area for the past 3.5 years, and when I move out and move into my new home, it will be in the springtime, it's estimated to be, so that will be my 4-year mark, which I think is also just very full circle. Like, you know what, I've gotten enough time in the Bay. I love California, but I never pictured myself building a home here, especially because like the housing market, who the heck is paying that much money on a house that's 1,000 square feet? I already pay quite a bit in rent, and I knew when I built my home it wasn't something that I wanted to feel like was a drag, or it was something that I wasn't in love with. So this process has been really interesting because this entire year I wasn't even looking to buy a home. I actually was looking to buy, I wasn't looking to buy anything. I was looking to move, and I was really just gonna switch like apartments. Like I remember in February I did apartment shopping, and then after that I was like, oh, I didn't find anything. Everything kind of just looked outdated. And I think something interesting about the Bay Area, at least the South Bay Area, which is where I live, I think a lot of the construction is like outdated, but they will update the stuff on the inside, but it just isn't my style. Like I just feel like it's just not my style is the best way I could explain it. And so that being said, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to move apartments because I don't like any apartment better than I like mine right now. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I should like buy a condo. Like, and so I remember I was looking online, and I just heard like a little whisper of like, look in Texas. And I looked in Texas and I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, oh my God, condos are so cheap, townhomes are so cheap. And so then I was like, oh, maybe I could like buy a condo or townhome in Texas because where I work also has an office there, so I'll just be transferring offices. And then it was like, maybe I could look at a home. And then I started looking at homes, and then I was like, maybe I could build a home. And so it was just one of these gradual things that has like, I've just been, I would like to say divinely guided to, but it definitely was not like 100% pre-planned. So yeah. So in terms of my actual home, it is 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, and 1 half bath. So 4.5 baths. It has a 3-car garage, and it's about like 3,000 square feet. And I know you're probably thinking like, because I've heard this in real life, people are like, oh my God, what are you gonna do with all that space? I have no kids, I'm 24, I'm single, I don't have a boyfriend or a partner. But I also really like the people in my life, and so I think it's such a blessing to have a home to where my best friend can come visit me. Or I have 2 younger siblings, I'm the oldest daughter, so my 2 younger siblings come visit me and they have a home. And it just, I don't know, it makes my heart warm knowing I have enough space for the people that I love. And also I feel like something that's been a common theme in my life has never been to like, I would like to say like dwindle down before I make it. Like I realize big things happen for me in my life when I take that big leap, and then like everything else elevates with it, if that makes sense. Like for me, things don't really work out in the sense of like little baby steps, which of course everything's in baby steps, but I realized it wasn't like I wanted a 2-bedroom house and then jump to like 3-bedroom and then 4 and then 5. It was like, if I can do the 5-bedroom right now, why would I wait? And so that's why I decided to do the space that I decided to do. And yeah. Then also a question might be, why Texas? Texas is actually closer to my family. This entire time I've been living on the West Coast, my family has been living on the East Coast, and I'm originally from the East Coast, so this has been my first time living on the West Coast. Now I would like to say I'm very acclimated into the California life and the Bay Area life specifically, but yeah, I look very much so forward to being closer in terms of like living and seeing my family a lot more, because I love my family and it's such a blessing to be close to your family. If you are, I would definitely say like don't take that time for granted, don't take those moments for granted, because it's about to be like 4 years of me living on the opposite coast of my family, and I'm just so thrilled to be able to be like close to them. So yeah. Now that we've gotten all the details out the way, let's get into the actual current progress of my home. So they are building my home in phases, and I feel like that is probably a common practice amongst a lot of homes being constructed, is phases. But for starters, the first phase that they did was clean out my entire lot. So I did purchase the lot, and I've also purchased the home that is sitting on the lot, but they've cleaned out the lot completely, as you can see. And I don't know, it was just very crazy to see the pictures of just like a bunch of dirt. I'm like, oh, like, you know, I don't know, like, I don't know, it's just weird to see, because it's like, okay, like we went from dirt to dirt, but even more dirt. And I don't know, I didn't think that was possible, but of course this is the steps in constructing a home. Okay, so after that they started moving on to like, I think it's called like phase 1.5, and that includes a lot of the structural basics. So they installed wooden beams into the ground that the foundation is going to be on. They installed rough plumbing, which is also referred to as like a lot of the drainage systems and a lot of like that, what do they call, like down water that comes out. They did a lot of that work. They installed my water meter. They got the necessary like city stuff, because at the same time of you constructing a home, all of this has to be within permits. They have to submit all of this to the city and get it approved, and then continue to construct on it. Something else that I found really interesting as they're like building my house is that they're using third-party inspectors, which I will say I think is very important, because it's essentially like having an unbiased opinion, like come look at your work. And at the end of the day, like having somebody unbiased that's not gonna be like, oh, it's okay to slack off there, like that's never gonna help you. So I really appreciate the fact that after like every step there is a third-party source inspector that's coming in to making sure, or to make sure that the work is aligned to what it needs to be aligned to. After doing all of that like lower structural work, the first phase, they have laid the cement, y'all. And let me tell you something, when they laid that cement, baby, I was like, oh my God, I got a house, y'all. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the dirt was important. The dirt meant something to me. But seeing the cement laid, stop it. I was like, oh, frick. I'm a homeowner with a swim pool. You know, you feel me? Like, that's how I felt. So, I mean, it's exciting. It means that all the structural work is done, and they have officially laid the cement on, as you can see in the pictures. So the next phase after that is framing, and oh my gosh, y'all, like look at all of this. Baby, they are working. The frames are up. I can see rooms through wood. It is, I mean, you have to really use your imagination, but because I know the layout of my home, like just seeing the like frame of it is wild to me. Like, oh my gosh. Now looking at these pictures is when I truly started to get emotional, and I like definitely shed some tears, because I will say this entire process has been so humbling in the sense of like, I feel like I'm exploring uncharted territory, like constructing my own home. Like, you know, you don't have somebody that's gonna tell you every step of how to do your life. And I'm thankful to be able to do this, but at the same time, like I don't know anything about constructing a home. I've really relied on my amazing developer agent. He's been really helpful with just sending me updates and pictures. And then I've also really relied on my construction manager, who I've met with, and he's also really great, really on it, will always send me pictures or answer any questions I have. So despite how new this process is to me, I've had a really amazing team. And yeah, you guys, like that's the latest on the house. She is getting built. What the heck? It's crazy. I'm so excited to see it in person, because I actually haven't seen it in person this entire time. Like the last time I saw my house was the lot, and it was like the first step of the lot before it was even cleared out. And so I'm going to go visit in January before my birthday trip, which I'm excited to vlog that and show you guys like what I'm doing and all that. But yeah, you guys, that's everything on the house. Thank you so much for listening to this journey, and I cannot wait to update you guys on the next steps in progress. Bye. Hey you guys, and welcome to the Homeowner Diaries, where I take you along to me building my dream home at 24. If you saw my previous TikToks, you already know that I'm in Austin for the week on work. On this particular day, I decided to chill by the pool, do some journaling, and do some work just to really clear my mind before I did this last tour. With it being the last day, I can't lie, I was so nervous about finding a home and finding a place that I wanted to build my home. Honestly, none of the neighborhoods I looked at really like made me love the house, and I realized in a weird sense, like finding a home and finding a neighborhood that you want to live live in. It's almost like dating. Like, you're looking for a spark, which is like super weird to say. With this neighborhood in particular, I have already looked at it online and I already knew what I was signing up for, but seeing it in person just made my jaw drop. I mean, get into that walk-in closet. I mean, the owner's suite, everything about it was just perfect, from the storage to the windows to the 2-story ceiling to the flex room to the 5-bedroom, 5-bath. I mean, it's everything, and I just adored it from the moment that I saw it. I definitely caught the spark. And did I mention that it has a 3-car garage? Honestly, y'all, I fell in love with this house. This is just the model home, so I would be building this house on my own lot, which I also went to take a look at the lot and loved the stone wall in the back. I also took a look at a house that was being newly constructed that was kind of similar to my home, and honestly, y'all, this was the house for me. So I just applied for my pre-approval, so fingers crossed I'm approved. So yeah. And thank you, God, because I was qualified. It honestly still feels so unreal to say that I'm building my dream home at 24. No kids, no partner, just doing this self-made, but I am so grateful. The next steps are picking out the stone and brick that would go on the outside of my house. And I will say this is really hard because it's like the exterior, so it's like super important. All in all, though, I think I made the right decisions, picked out my brick and stone, and made my way back to the bay. Hey you guys, and welcome to the Homeowner Diaries, where I take you along with me to building my dream home at 24. Okay you guys, so we are headed to Austin tonight for a super quick in and out trip, specifically to go to my design appointment for my house. So come on y'all, let's go. Not gonna lie you guys, I had a lot of anxiety about this design appointment. I mean, I'm basically deciding the style of 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms on top of my loft and my flex room and the floors and just literally every aspect. And I can't lie, I was very scared and nervous because, like, of course I feel like, you know, I'm a creative and I'm a designer, but it felt very permanent to be deciding on my home. Let's get into what a design appointment even is. Basically, it's a day that you're deciding every little aspect about your house. I'm talking grout, I'm talking cabinetry, I'm talking countertops, literally every aspect, shower tile, tile on the floor, like carpet, shades, everything, like even how the corners of your like sink are done, like literally every tiny thing that you ever think about in a house, you are deciding it in your design appointment. And yes, this is a full day's work. I'm talking 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. is when we wrapped, and every little aspect definitely caused me to sit there and think, like, how do I want this house to look? Especially because I'm investing in this house for the long term. It's not just something that I plan to have for like 2 or 3 years. Like, obviously I plan to have this house forever, for one, because it will be my first property, but for 2, I want it to like reflect me and who I am. I will say though, I really love how everything turned out. I think it has a very cohesive flow, and more importantly, I think it really reflects who I am at my core. And honestly, it really hit me that I have a freaking house. Like, this was the moment that I was like, oh my God, like I have a home. Crazy. And with that being said, we have made our way back to SFO. I am currently on the air train to my car, but I'm so happy I brought you guys along to designing my home. It still feels unreal to say that. And the moment I touch my bed, I'm going to sleep, because this in and out in the same day, baby, tired.